non-secular trainer in this faculty. She married the clergyman husband while she became nonetheless a toddler, so she had by no means been touched by any man aside from her husband. Apparently this girl is glad at domestic together along with her husband, however, until upload a note. Leap 2. Now she didn't get delight after they made love with inside the mattress, however proper. Now she's experiencing the affection she has by no means visible earlier than with this little boy who's her son's pal, and they're each head over heels in love. Pricey visitors, how lengthy do you observe this loopy love will hold in mystery? Hi there my beloved own circle of relatives, peace be upon you. These days I even have introduced to you the maximum famous film referred to as The Higher Regulation, which became launched in 2021. My own circle of relatives, please assist us with the aid of liking the video. Without losing time, let's visit the film. The film begins involved in a college in Romania. There's a trainer named T who talks plenty approximately love and God regulation. That regulation says it is incorrect to harm the human beings you adore, but those legal guidelines aren't like guidelines, they're greater like alternatives. Someone can best turn out to be perfect with the aid of identifying to be best for themselves. Someday after college she instructed her husband priest Ray that she desired to go to her toddler of buddies. Trey does not like her pal as a way to make him glad. Tara does now no longer see your pal, but did not recognize love and became centered best at the paintings on the church. He do not fear approximately if his spouse became glad due to that tearing lifestyles became stuck among the church and her college someday. Even as speaking to a few college students, Tarina observed that a scholar named Lulu thinks in another way from the others. He sees the Bible as only a series of tales. He concept that God's guidelines are simply supposed to manipulate human beings and that people who agree within faith are not definitely unfastened. His manner of wondering makes Tarina assume, and here she starts evolved to analyze greater approximately him. She observed out that he became from Germany and Henry the non-secular book. She additionally observed out that her grandmother, the girl he has residing with him, is a beggar pretending to act for cash. This indicates Lulu lives with the aid of using herself in his residence at domestic. Later Taina started out to percentage her mind approximately Lulu together along with her husband. She expressed that sharing the equal faith does not equate to true freedom, and insisting that a person have to agree within a single God is akin to getting rid of their liberty. But drag Elms being a clergyman did not resonate together along with her angle and requested her to be quiet. In that second Tarina understood that each she and her a few lacked the liberty to assume independently, with figuring out that Lulu's ideals had been valid. The next day at that urging of her pal Felix, Tara attended the elegance wherein Lulu became sitting for her examination. Throughout the exam Lulu regularly glanced at Tarina. After experiencing a second of soreness she resumed her ordinary routine. However, she now feels restrained with inside the church, and Tarina frequently seeks solace and pleasure together along with her pal. Even as positive people mocked her husband and his career, made her to experience sad have been anywhere she is going. One night as she become heading domestic, she determined Lulu smoking a cigarette, and an uncommon concept all of a sudden happened to Tarina. She initiated a communique with him and guided Lulu far from that vicinity. She takes him to the area wherein she conceals herself to smoke a cigarette, and even as there she starts evolved to inquire approximately his lifestyles. Lulu shared with her that he had by no means met his father. His mom is living in Germany, however because of their string dating he lives together along with his grandmother right here. Throughout their communique Lulu suddenly leaned in and kissed Tarina at the lips. Tarina fast recommended him now no longer to copy such movements. She diagnosed that what had simply befell become beside the point, but she couldn't shake the concept of that kiss with Lulu which lingered in her thoughts day and night. Time in the future Lulu visited her domestic followed by way of means of Tarina's son, and her mind approximately him intensified even more. Lulu commenced traveling her resident day by day, and on one event he tried to method T-knots from at the back of. Even as she became engaged in her paintings, as he leaned in to kiss her she became taken by way of means of wonder and did not realize the scenario, which left Lulu feeling harm while stroll cautioned that Tarina accompany him to church. He additionally asked that she drop Lulu off at his domestic. Throughout their journey Tarina reiterated her caution to Lulu, educating him to keep his distance from her house. In the meantime Lulu persists in her movements due to the fact she acknowledges that Tarina additionally wants to be toward him. She commenced a romantic dating delivered with Lulu that night on account that she become bored stiff together along with her lifestyles and partner. She commenced to experience that she and no person else become enraged of her lifestyles after doing that. After she visited her pal tomorrow at that urging of her friend Felix, Tara attended the beauty in which Lulu grew to be sitting for her exam. In the course of the examination, Lulu often glanced at Tarina. After experiencing a 2D of discomfort, she resumed her regular routine, but she now feels constrained with inside the church, and Tarina often seeks solace and satisfaction collectively together with her friend at the same time as high-quality humans mock her husband and his profession. Foremost her to enjoy unhappy had been everywhere she goes. One night time as she grew to be heading home, she decided Lulu smoking a cigarette, and an unusual idea unexpectedly took place to Tarina. She initiated a communication with him and guided Lulu far from that region. She takes him to the place in which she conceals herself to smoke a cigarette, and at the same time as there she begins evolved to inquire about his life. Lulu shared with her that he had never met his father. His mother is residing in Germany, but due to their strained relationship he lives collectively alongside together along with his grandmother proper right here. In the course of their communication, Lulu abruptly leaned in and kissed Tarina on the lips. Tarina rapidly encouraged him now not to duplicate such moves. She identified that what had really happened grew to be beside the factor. However, she couldn't shake the idea of that kiss with Lulu which lingered in her mind day and night. Time with inside the destiny. Lulu visited her home, observed through manner of method of Tarina's son, and her thoughts about him intensified even more. Lulu began visiting her resident each day, and on one occasion he attempted to technique knots from behind at the same time as she grew to be engaged in her artwork. As he leaned in to kiss her, she grew to be taken through manner of method of surprise, and did now no longer recognize the state of affairs, which left Lulu feeling damaged even as Joel recommended that Tarina accompany him to church. He moreover requested that she drop Lulu off at his home. In the course of their journey, Tarina reiterated her warning to Lulu, instructing him to maintain his distance from her residence within the period in between. Lulu persists in her moves because of the reality she recognizes that Tarina moreover desires to be towards him. She began a romantic relationship supply with Lulu that night time on the grounds that she get bored stiff collectively together with her life and companion. She began to enjoy that she and no man or woman else grow to be in charge of her life. After doing that once, she visited her friend controlled to get away from his residence to protect herself. One night time he entered their domestic, and as an result the own circle of relatives become not able to sleep properly. In the meantime, whilst Tarina attended faculty, she found out that whilst anybody become gift, the complete school urged it and mocked Tara, after which Felix took her to the predominant's workplace. They exposed the fact at Tarina and Felix's request the predominant suspended Lulu for trying to damage Tarina at some stage in magnificence. Following her suspension, Lulu shared a picture graph of Tara's garments on Facebook. It really is why anybody become looking her on the identical time. Tarina attempted to mention that Lulu took the one's garments from her residence some nights in the past. She additionally shared the tale approximately Lulu's faux grandma with anybody. However, no one paid interest to him. The predominant become concerned approximately how human beings noticed his faculty. It really is why he needed to knowledgeable the information. There has been no connection among Tarina and its scholar. Tara were given out of his trouble with Felix's assist. Regardless of what took place to her, she driven Florent away for excellent. Lulu saved sending him recordings of his confession. Even though Tarina were given out of hassle at faculty, she nevertheless could not absolutely get away the trouble. In the meantime, the police desired to take Tarina to Lulu, who become trying suicide, so Druce, referred to as her domestic help, desired to speak to Tarina. However, whilst Tarina went to him, he stated that he could communicate too. Had been in the front of Tro's. Tarina ought to not hold the fact from Tro after Lulu advised him the whole thing.